This is looking good. Oh yeah.
Hey guys, we're back. There is Deb Gavin over there.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, and then the model is processing right over here, and we're going to have, start asking your questions. She's going to address the questions that were asked before, so I'm going to flip it back on her.
To recap the technique first.
Yeah, recap the technique for anybody new who's joining us, and talk to us about how the Keratin complex
Vital shots
are different from the other bond builders out there.
All right, so this is my model, Jen. We're on set for our Modern Salon shoot. My target goal for Jen is a level 10 copper-ish copper pearl. We'll be adding some other tones in there, so you'll have to just sit back and be excited to see those. But I knew I needed, because her hair was already tinted level 5 red, I needed to then decolorize her canvas. So here's a couple tips for you. The first thing is that I wanted isolation in the hair. If I were going for more of a minimal adjustment, and here's the reasons why. If the hair were darker than my target level, or if it were more opaque or browner than my target level, I know I need to do a canvas cleanse. And that's how I talk to my clients. I don't talk about bleach or stripping. I talk about a canvas cleanse or a color removal, decolorizing. It just puts me in control so that they're not, I'm sorry if I go sidebar on you, so that they're not the one dictating my journey. So knowing that I needed to do that, and also having some length on Jen's hair, I decided that I needed to decolorize her hair. I decided to use a compact layering technique using the width of the foil, and I'll show you that in just a second, and then alternating my volumes of developer. So a lower one down at her scalp area into a higher 30 volume It's a Blonde Thing, mid-shaft and ends. I also, always caring for the integrity of the hair, utilized our Vital shots. So a couple of things. With your Vital shots, this is our bond builder. This actually, January 2014, we launched these. So they've been out for quite a while. I would venture to say that being one of the first bond builders. And these actually will repair the disulfide bonds in the hair. So what it does is it helps to keep the integrity of the hair. My goal is always to, A, decolorize the hair as close to my target level and tone as I can. That increases durability, because ultimately I want my client to come back in looking like they did when they left. So obviously they'll have new hair, that keeps me in business, but I don't want it in a week to look completely different. I know sometimes clients are okay with that journey, and there's nothing wrong with that, but in this type of work, creating durability, creating a quality canvas to work from is huge. So Vital shots. I did look in, there were some questions on pricing. These are $32, manufacturer price. They come in ampules, so you have 10 ampules divided by $32. The ampules then, you're using 1 ampule per color mixture. So if I'm mixing 80 mils of color, I'm using an ampule. What really sets these apart for me, not only are the uses, I can use them with any color service, I can use them in with a conditioning treatment to customize my moisturizing treatment, so maybe it's a blonde shell treatment with the Vital shot in there. Clients also see me mix, so when I increase the service by using a Vital shot, I just snap one of these off, I remove the top, and this gives me my single dose of Keratin, Vital shot into my lightening or my deposit tones, or again, my conditioning services. What's really key here as a colorist is I don't have to increase my volume of developer for my lightener. So I know that if I'm working with a 10 volume developer at her scalp, so it's slower moving, and that the ends, mid-shaft and ends can match up with this, and I'll pop open a foil in a second, I'm not needing to adjust formulation or developer. So that's a really key factor for me. I worked on Jen's hair in very fine sections. If I'm looking for minimal shift on a client, I can certainly work in a free-form manner, so I can utilize a color board just to take my sections and apply to make sure I have even saturation and just move through the hair, leave that process. I can increase volume of developer on the ends to ensure on Jen's hair in a timely manner, because that's always a goal for me, is that I get my clients from A to B without having to do hours and hours and hours. This technique will get me there in a time efficient, as well as a caring way to the hair. So one of the things that's different is rather than go through and foil as if I were doing highlights and panel up or even fold, I'm working, as you'll see when I open some of these, actually on the width of the foil horizontally. So I'm actually applying it anywhere I have some length in the hair, whether it be 3/4 of an inch or an inch, anywhere that there would be a cold shaft. I'm making sure that I flip the hair onto this section, and I just worked up the hair in the canvas in very large but thin sections. Remember when you're lightening hair that the finer the hair, the finer the section, the cleaner the end result with the blonde. So it won't be splotchy, it'll be even, it'll be saturated. So she's been processing, I guess, about 10-15 minutes. And now if you look, see how even I am in my decolorization at my scalp area into my mid-shaft and ends. And that's really my target. I don't mind having some warmth in here. I will, like I said, make her more of a kind of a copper pearl. I have the caring benefits and the rebuilding with my vital shots. But as you can see, I'm lifting clean, I'm lifting even, because here's my other belief: once you touch the hair, you own it. So if I were to take a client and I were to take them back and I just freeformed lightener on, if her end stayed dark, now I have to have a different conversation with my client, because now it's kind of my responsibility. You know, clients don't always like to hear, well, we're gonna have to change and shift gears because your ends are still dark. You know, the responsibility to me should always come in this part or in a quick test strand that I can say to Jen, your hair won't allow me to do this in one step. Therefore, we need a journey of X, Y, Z. Now I'm in control. In this case, I knew I would have this predictable end result. She's actually almost finished processing.
What if you wanted to go platinum blonde with her?
So this, I would actually work in the same way, even more so. I would definitely stay with finer, cleaner sections for the initial lightening service. And then what I would tell a client that wants to be platinum blonde, one way I get my clients to partner.
Sorry.
Somebody's calling, they need a hair emergency, send someone quick. So one of the things that I'm always really conscious of is if I say to Jen, if we were going for a platinum blonde, so I lightened, I decolorized, I cared with the vital shots, I used my It's a Blonde Thing powdered lightener, which by the way, there's no swelling, so it's great for freeform work like balayage and ombres, any kind of hair painting you want to do, that I would say to her, in 4 weeks, your new hair background color, your touch-up, will be X amount of dollars. Now, if it's 5 weeks or it's 6 weeks, whatever it is that you feel like would need a little bit of extra work because of the cold shaft, I might increase her color service each week based on that. Because clients don't understand that, and instead of giving her a dissertation, I can talk to her about when you wait over X amount of weeks, I now know that I'm going to have to, you know, maybe it's alternate developers, maybe isolate some hair. But again, even the shortest hair, by just taking my comb on those short layers, and I'll just, you know, this is obviously longer than what I'm speaking to, but around her weight lines on this side, I just flick it over on the foil and then lay. I'm not looking to do a traditional foil. I'm not looking to put the foil in there and go that way. So I'm going to let her process. Again, just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to cleanse her, and I will check back in with you. Bye, guys.